What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel for another market update. Hope everybody had a lovely day. And with that being said, let's get into the TA. All right, so we're going to start off with the daily time frame. Then we're going to go over the 4 hour. Then we're going to go over the 1 hour. We're going to try and make this as quick as possible. All right, so today we do have inclining volume here on QQ. I can almost guarantee this volume is going to be higher than yesterday's over here on SPY and SPX. I don't know what is going to be happening with that one, all right? But we did have declining volume yesterday as we fell on all the indices besides DIA, DJI, Dow Jones Industrial Average, all right? So all of them, we did fall off of declining volume, which kind of gave away what was going to be taking place today, all right? That just shows us, like, hey, all right, the move is not being supported, therefore, you're probably going to see an opposing move, all right? We also did have the CCI here, at your momentum sell line, and that is where you got the last two bounces here, right? And you had that bounce, all right? So I thought something similar was going to happen here. I don't know if you're going to go back up and break this high, all right? I personally don't think the dealers are going to give the bulls what they desire, right? Considering they did not give the bears what they desired, which was you wanted to die at that trend line. You did not die at the trend line, okay? You're kind of just grinding upwards. All right. But yeah, because they didn't give the bears what they wanted, I don't think they're going to give the bulls what they wanted. It's not like we're having any like insane amount of put buying going on, but the call ratio is not having these insane historical spikes anymore that we were seeing when we were down here. All right, that was showing us it was kind of destined that we were going to have an explosive counter trend move. Little did I know it would become more than a counter trend. All right, it did, and like it did become more than a counter trend. It is kind of conflicting. All right. We did have this absolute massive move over here on QQQ. You ran 20% here. All right. And in reality, this move right here was only 16%. So yeah, guys, this is more than a counter trend move. All right. If we were to stall out right here, I would have said like, yeah, all right, hey, counter trend move, it's stalling out. But you know, as you see, we're over that 17% mark, right? This clearly can't be the counter trend. All right. Nevertheless, I don't think it's the start of any new bull trend. All right, I do think that is coming. I think it's around the corner. I don't think it is yet. All right, I do think we come over here to Bitcoin. I don't think Bitcoin yeah, I don't think it's just going to keep going up like this. It can. All right, you're not in the same state, all right, the same state of euphoria in the markets that you had over here. All right, so it can do that. You just don't have what you had over here. All right, so I don't think you're going to do that. And I also do believe the markets overall are just extremely overextended. I mean, if anybody's been watching along for the past, we'll say, month now, you guys know, like, guys, this market has been doing some absolute insane things, right? The past 3 weeks, guys, I thought back over here, I thought that was going to be it. I'm not gonna lie on that. I thought that was going to be it. It was not it. All right, you end up you just kept moving, but guys, I'm putting my foot down. No, this thing's got to correct at some point. Like it 100% has to correct. All right, we're not in a state of QE. He's told us that he's going to significantly sell off the balance sheet. All right, or not sell off, but they said they're significantly going to be reducing the size of the balance sheet. That is not going to that's not going to align with QE. That's literally aligned with that's QT. He's telling you guys he's doing QT. All right, so Jerome did end up talking today, and he did not change anything. He was pretty, not gonna lie, he was pretty relaxed. Like Jerome is kind of just that guy that, it's like everyone loves Jerome. Like he's kind of just a stand-up guy. All right, yeah, I was watching him up there, and yeah, you just kind of want to laugh along with some of his responses. All right, yeah, guys, he clearly doesn't have that extremely hawkish tone. I've been saying it the past few videos. All right, the language was hawkish, but the tone was dovish. That's just how it is. All right, I don't know why he's doing it, but there's probably a reason. Jerome he's calculated. All right, it's not like if we're talking about something, it's not like he doesn't know what we're talking about. No, this guy is probably ahead of everyone. All right, so for whatever reason he's doing things, like there's a reason. All right, is what I'm getting at. All right. Oh, my apologies. That was my alarm. That was actually the alarm I was supposed to be recording this video. All right. But yeah, it is currently 2:40 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right. So if you're wondering, that is that. All right. You guys are going to be getting this a little later. All right. Let's see what's going on the smaller time frame here on 3-minute. Look at that. All right. This was the Jerome pump, the Jerome sell off. And then, yeah, I don't know what's causing this pump. I have no idea what was said. Something could have been said. I don't think it was from Jerome though. I think Jerome is done. Never mind. I know Jerome is done. I don't know. I know there was another speaker at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so maybe that was sparked by him. That would have been over here. Not sure. All right, I'll see what he said. But look at this. Look at that, guys. All right, that is freaking. The market has no idea what to do right now. That is that is all that's showing you. That is exactly what it's showing you. All right, so moving on, or continuing on, I should say, we do have the inclining volume. All right, you do technically have a bullish engulfing candlestick right there on SPY and QQQ. All right, obviously on SPX as well. All right, VIX did end up getting rejected again by this trend line. I told you guys with what we had going on yesterday, the fact that it didn't just like impulsively break out, all right, it shows me that like they're holding it, all right, and like it doesn't have to be this way, okay? They could have just made you explode today. I had no idea what was going to happen, but I would say the likelihood, well, not I would say, I was saying like, yeah, the likelihood is that they hold you here. All right, and they're saving you. The fact that we didn't sell off of it after off of Apple having missed earnings for the first time since 2016. All right, like they're holding you for something, and I don't know what catalyst it's going to be, but the fact that it's not all these obvious catalysts coming out, it's not Jerome doing it. Like Jerome came out and talked again, so I mean it wasn't that again. I said this. I don't know if it was in the last written update or the one before that. But I said it was probably going to be a catalyst that we're just not thinking of because, I mean, they're holding it for something. I just don't know what it is. The charts do predict the news. So, yeah, something's going to come along. I'm not saying the size of a black swan event or anything that's going to cause like a COVID 2020 style crash over here. I don't think that's going to be happening at all. I mean, it can. I don't think it's going to happen. But yeah, I think they are holding it for something. I mean, you had this bounce again at your sell line here on the CCI, all right? Like they're holding you, all right? Same thing we had going on over here, this chip chop, all right? Before they finally do, you have that move down. I don't know, all right? I don't know what it's gonna be, but it's gonna be something, and I do think it's gonna be something that like none of us are gonna have on our radars. It's kind of gonna happen, all right? So there's that. All right. But yeah, okay, so that is that. Over on SPX now, you have pretty low volume today for the event that happened today and the move that has came out today. Okay, like I said at the beginning of the video, you have fulfilled the VIX signal that has popped up on Friday. You had S&P 500 down with VIX down as well. That gives you an 85% probability that you're going to have a green day over the next two trading sessions on the S&P 500. Well, this is the second day, guys, and look at that. All right, the signal prevails. All right, so we're gonna have to see what happens on going into the end of the day. I don't know where volume's going to end up being. Like I said, guys, if you do want to get my update when I do have all of the data in front of me, there you go. All right, written updates, it's in the description, or you could just go on Webull and just look up Trader Henry J. It's the same thing as over here, guys. But yeah, guys, we're topping. All right, I don't really care what anybody says at this point. Okay, the bulls can have their narrative. All right, I don't really care at this point. I did end up getting to, guys, the zero DTs are crazy. I'm just gonna say that right now. All right, I did end up playing those today, and dude, they went crazy. All right, they literally went crazy here, and then I took profits. They're definitely not right around the top. It was somewhere over here. All right, the quickest 100% I've ever seen in my life. All right, and then I saw them die off quicker than I've ever also seen in my life. And then I'm watching them, and then they did the same thing again. Absolutely insane amounts of money to be made on the zero DTE. All right, but yeah, I ended up going along just because I saw what was going on over here. I extended this over here. And I guess, yeah, now that we're on the hour time, let's go over the smaller time frames now. But yeah, I ended up pulling the trigger on this, and I ended up taking more puts off the table. Because I was like, you know what, the odds, like, guys, like they haven't tanked you yet. Guys, I'm like my money is where my mouth is, right? So like, even though I've been wrong, right, my money went down with the ship, unfortunately, all right. Like that is the thing. I've talked about it a little bit over the last few weeks, but like, yeah, I mean, it sucks. It is what it is. All right. Yeah, guys, if you ever sound like, if you hearing me call things out, like, just know, like, hey, Like maybe I'm like if something's a loser, yo, just know like I'm partaking in that loser, right? So like it sucks to suck, but then like also hey, I'm partaking in the winners too. But yeah, I did end up seeing this bad boy right here. I did call this out in yesterday's update, and then I saw what was going on before it, and like they're not tanking you before it, and you're kind of just holding down, and you did have you come down here on over here, and you were just literally chilling. All right, you were straight up chilling this morning down here on QQ and SPY right before this. And like guys, the charts do predict the news, even though like charts do say we got one big catalyst coming around the corner. I just have no idea what it's gonna be. But also it works with on these on the smaller time frames just like this as well. All right, where like hey, all right, if you're setting up like this, if you have your hourly CCI down here on SPY, QQ, and SPX especially, all right, SPX is really what gave this one away. The fact that you had these intercepting trend lines going on right here, and the CCI is doing that as well. All right, that's what I mean in my book. That gave that away. But yeah, that's what I mean. Like when charts do predict the news, like or when I say charts predict the news, this is exactly what I mean. All right, if you're selling off going into something. All right, if you have your momentum oscillators like down in oversold territory going into something, hey, the likelihood is that you pump on that something. What happened today? All right, now I am waiting for that macro catalyst to come along, something big to tank this market. I don't know what it's going to be, like I've been saying, but something is, guys, something's right around the corner. All right, QQ does not, it doesn't look like this for no reason. All right, you are probably going to have weeks of red whenever some catalyst kicks it off. And again, I have no idea. It's going to be something probably that surprises all of us. All right. But that is when you get weeks of red. All right. There is that. All right. But let's look at the 4-hour time from over here. All right. SPX kind of just never sold off. Like I've been saying, you've kind of just been grinding up here. You never ended up coming back down and cycling back down. All right. So that is what I'm waiting on. Obviously, like I just said, the hourly time from over here gave this move away. But yeah, guys, you do have your SPY and QQ. You do have your stochastic crossing up there. I don't know if you're going to end up going back up for the high, but if you do end up going up for the high, it is going to be a divergent high here on the 4-hour time frame here on QQQ, which is then going to be signaling a sell-off. All right. Yeah, guys, it kind of does suck because we're kind of just like chip and chopping up here. We're chip chopping. Um, Literally up here, we just got to play the waiting game. It's not really like you can really do anything. If you're a swing trader, like the only thing to do is kind of just load up on puts. Like I hate to say it, but yeah, there's nothing else to do. Like that'd be it. All right. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna say the same thing I did in yesterday's video, guys. The day that VIX ends up having a close over this trend line, that is the day your fireworks likely start. It's gonna be how it is. But right now, you got your stochastic cross down. You have your CCI hinge down, your RSI is doing the same thing, guys. You are likely, I hate to say it, but they're likely going to hold you up here another day. It could be more than another day. We'll have to see tomorrow, right? But as of right now, I'm going to say it's likely that they end up holding you up here. That's just how it's looking. All right, guys. So I think that is it. Look at that. DXY is finally having its first red day. All right. Yeah, we'll see. All right. Honestly, guys, I do think the likely scenario for now is that they do end up at like I don't think we're going down just yet. I don't think it is. You can come over something I was seeing on the 4-hour time frame is look at this. This all moved down. You just have this declining volume going on, and then you have this pop here. All right. You get that spike. All right. I again, I hate to say it because like guys, I want to be a bear. I really do. Like and by the way, all right, macro bear Henry is still full on here. All right, like just realize that just because I'd say we're not going to tank tomorrow, that does not mean the bearish outlook, bearish. Like I guess I can say I do have the bearish bias. All right, the analysis is not done with a bias, but yeah, I mean that's there. And that's not going away just because we're not going to fall off a cliff tomorrow or the day. Maybe it happens the day off after that. I don't know. I'll let you guys know if anything changed by tomorrow towards close. We'll see. But yeah, nothing is really changed. All right. They're just likely going to be trading you up here today. All right. Be watching for your hourly CCI to come back into the overbought territory. And from there, I'm going to be looking for a bearish divergence to form, and that is going to be marking that next sell-off. All right. And yeah, I think that is pretty much it. All right. I don't think you're going to continue up today. I think you're probably like you either stall out where you are right now or you start heading down into the end of the day. That's just because of where DIA is. All right. DIA, I don't think you end up having that breakout. I really don't. I think it's like close like slightly over it, maybe. All right. Like you had over here, but I really do not believe they I don't believe they're gonna send this thing. All right. Um so yeah, all right guys. So with that being said, I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.